What's going on, guys? My name is Barney and welcome back to a new video. This time no forum scroll, which is pretty surprising since I've made them like 4 weeks in a row and no other video in between. So the last time I did this video, it was whether I thought we should keep or delete the main theme. So if you haven't seen that one, please check it out. Link is on the screen and in the description. So first of all, I want to ask you guys if you promise to stick with me this video. I promise I will satisfy you in the end. In my opinion, you guys don't know my personality and what I'm doing in my daily life enough yet, so that's why I'm talking a bit about myself. Not that you have to know everything about me, of course, but now we've got that out of the way, let's get started. Like a few people of you know, I study business economics, which is on my Twitter, and that's maybe because people know that about me. Um, I learn how everything in an organization works. For example, we try to get insights in companies from Google and Apple to pretty small local companies, which we go to and visit, and we will make interviews and stuff and whatever. We try to get insight in the organization. So one of the subjects I passed is marketing, and when you ask people what is marketing, you'll get an answer probably like making adverts or something like that, or selling your products, or trying to get as many products sold as possible, or something like that. So that's like a small part of it, and the pay three for three dildos and you get one for free, like that's a small part of it. But what marketing actually is try to get a sustainable relationship with your customer for as long as possible, so you get as much money as possible from your consumer. So they will stick with your brand, and that's just the goal of marketing. And that's what I want to talk about in this video. So I've played a few games for a long time period, and that's because the games kept me interested for some reason. And two games of those are Battlefield Heroes and League of Legends. So let's start with Battlefield Heroes, since like the most of you are pretty interested in the game, since it quit, and Renegade Line is a sort of comparable game of it. And I'm your Renegade Line channel, so let's talk about that one first. So I actually stopped having interest in Battlefield Heroes before the game shut down, and I didn't play games that much anymore. And after the and I didn't even play that many games anymore. But even Battlefield Heroes, before it shut down, I didn't even play it before the shutdown, like the couple of months they announced it. And yeah, that's not. I don't regret that with not playing it, but it's just an indication that the game wasn't fun for me anymore. But it kept me quite interested for a long period, which is like 3 or 4 years, which is quite a long of a time. So what actually kept me interested is what I asked myself. So I figured it out. I'll tell you right now. It was the endless amount of options, and with this I mean it clothing wise, so you can customize your character as much as possible, and gameplay wise, which is even more customizable in my opinion. So you could customize your character as much as possible as long as you had sufficient in-game money, which was a bit of a problem for me, by the way. And that was an extremely fun aspect of the game. Every player had its own costume, and you would recognize certain people by looking at their character and clothing, and you would recognize them because they were wearing certain clothes or whatever. It was a pretty cool aspect of the game. But next to the infinite amount of customizable options we had with clothing, we also had the gameplay, which is what made me stick to the game, of course. And the thing was, there were endless options as well. For example, as a gunner, you could start a fight with your Keksuka and then start frenzy firing the enemy down, and maybe even use your shield if the enemy was sustaining the fight, you know? That's one of the many options you had. And you also had three classes against you, so they could, for example, blast you away or rocket you into the air. So there were endless options the fight could go in a 1v1, or maybe even a 2v1, which you started in favor of the enemy and even win it. But you could also sneak behind enemy lines with your RPG and backrape all of the enemies. And there was no wrong combination you could use to start a fight uh, or to win a fight. And of course, there were better abilities in certain circumstances, but in a standard situation, you could be very creative with all the resources you had. So this is just for one class, and I've been talking for it like 30 or 45 seconds for just one class, and that's not even the end of the options you have. So also, one of the things which was pretty cool is that you had no perfect ability set. The amount of points you had to uh, put into your certain abilities. So you could have like three in for a soldier, three in burning bullets, and five in blasting strike, and five in combat medicine, or maybe even five in blasting strike, five in burning bullets, and three in combat medicine. Of course, most of the people maxed out the combat medicine, but you had still a big variety of options you had, and that was also one of the things which made me experiment a lot with abilities, and I also experimented a lot with the endless amount of weapon choices. So I was trying out which were more fun and which were better with my KDAs and stuff, and just testing out every time. For example, I remember doing setups like dual long range shotgun, dual short range shotgun, dual assault shotgun and long range shotgun, MG and long range shotgun, or pirate pistol, or pirate pistol and assault shotgun. And now I'm not even done with all of the combinations. And I experimented a lot. I don't know if you guys did it, but I just put all my money into the guns and maybe a few outfits. Most of the times I would buy things in sale, and so I could get the most out of my money. But I try to play as many combinations as possible with other ability setups and see which setups were fun and which setups would work eventually in 1v1s, or maybe even setups which were good in 1v2s or whatever. I was just experimenting all the way, and that was making me play the game a lot. But for that's just of course, BFH wasn't the best game ever. It wasn't perfect, like people say. Some people say it was the perfect game or whatever. No, not in any means. It had a lot of faults, bugs, and mistakes, but it doesn't. It still made me have a lot of fun. So it was a fun game, but not the perfect game. I also played League of Legends for quite a while. For the people who don't know, you have around 130 characters at the moment, and every character has its own ability set of four abilities and one passive. So also you have a variety of items which you can build on the character. And first of all, it was quite a bit of exploring to do, which characters you have, which characters do what, and maybe a bit of background information about the character, which was pretty fun to discover, and especially with your friends. I actually stopped playing every day or something like a year ago, or maybe even longer, since I got bored with the game. Like at first, you could be very creative in how you would play your favorite characters, but League of Legends kind of removed the casual factor and wants a bit more logical and competitive environment for the game, which isn't wrong, of course, but it kind of made me bored playing the same character every game on the same way. So basically, if I will, you have five roles. If I was playing, I main support. I was playing the same character over and over again because it was the best character for that certain matchup, or maybe even the character was just overpowered, or whatever. I just had to play the same character to win, and of course, you wanted to win. Um, but what does this all have to do with the Renegade Line? Why have I actually told you which study I'm doing? Well, why did I tell this beautiful story, of course? It all adds up to one thing. I want to play Renegade Line for as long as possible. That's for certain. However, I can't do it on my own, and you can't either. So we need the developers to make the game we won't get bored of. They have to create a bond between the players and the developers, which they've been trying for over a year. And it kind of worked for me at least. They kept us updated. They even listened to us to our feedback, for example, with the damage variants. And I'm still interested in the game. Maybe it's because I'm making videos every week about the game, and I love the people who watch my videos, give feedback, give criticism or whatever on my videos. I love that, and that's maybe what's keeping me going to keep interest in the game. But maybe even without making videos, I would be interested in the game, since I kind of miss the old BFH. I know it sounds stupid to say that, like, I miss the old BFH. It was better, but no. I just had quite a lot of fun, and I also had it with League of Legends. But after that, I didn't really have a game which I had so much fun in. For example, I'm playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive right now, but I'm not having that much fun in the game compared to BFH. I could play BFH and League of Legends all day long, but Counter-Strike, I'm done after 1 or 2 games. I don't know, I don't want to play the game anymore. But that could be me. I don't want to play CSGO all day. That seems like a nightmare for me. But we need those unlimited amount of character customization, which will be there, of course. The unlimited amount of weapon choices and the talent system, of course, where one certain talent isn't dominating all of the other talents. We need to be able to creative in how we want to play the game. That's what will keep us playing and enjoying the game. So one thing I'm afraid of is the competitive scene. Since people want to be the best, the clans will have a big impact in the game, and people will figure out what will be the best, and that's probably destroying the creativity in the game, which could be possible. However, a competitive game isn't bad at all. I was addicted to the League of Legends ranking system for quite a few years, so I wanted to become better. I wanted to become the best player, put in all the hours I could on a day to reach that better rank, you know? So that's a positive thing to look forward to. I want to test my own skill ceiling, and I hope all of you will do that as well. I'm really excited how the game will roll out on release, and I hope we can all see the game grow with the kind of healthy community we have at the moment. My name is Barney. Don't forget to check out all of my other videos. I hope you enjoyed this little rant about trying to play Renegade Line for as long as possible. And I will see you guys later.